The Edge at 11 starts now.
Like 10 to 20 seconds later, after I got done talking to Charlie, I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere.
And then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Tonight on The Edge, witness of a cold-blooded murder speaking out after political activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed in broad daylight. The 31-year-old father of two ruthlessly gunned down during an event at Utah Valley University. Tonight, police continue to search for the shooter despite taking two suspects into custody. Kirk died doing what made him a potent political force, rallying supporters on a college campus. You can see students in this large crowd running away moments after the shots rang out from a rooftop. Kirk rose to fame by hosting debates where anyone can walk up and share their opinions to spark discussion.
He came to Michigan State and we were running out of dissenting questions. We had people come up there, support him. We had almost 2,000 people there and people coming and going, asking questions, learning from him. And the best thing that people said was he didn't tell us what to think. He taught us how to think and to question what we already knew.
President Trump mourning the loss of Kirk, calling him a truly great American patriot. The president ordered all flags to be lowered to half-mast until Sunday evening. A surge of Metro Detroit murders recently linked to domestic violence. At least 4 women killed in the last couple of weeks. Now survivors and advocates are stepping up for a call to intervene before it's too late for someone out there. Fox News' Dave Kinchin is in Royal Oak working this story for us live tonight. Dave.
Yeah, there's many groups out there. Some of them are nonprofits, some of them law enforcement. They're all shattered and shocked by this staggering increase as of late in homicides stemming from relationship violence, toxic relationships, domestic violence. It has many different terms, but here's the thing. A lot of these nonprofits are trying to get help to those survivors who need it before it's too late, and they're doing it as funding is drying up because you have the Lansing budget shortfall for state money, and there have been federal cuts to grants that fund this type of work. In recent days, police say 20-year-old Sarah Carroll was shot to death in Westland by an ex-boyfriend who then took his own life. Her family told Fox 2 she was in the process of getting a personal protection order and had been stalked for the past 2 months. Earlier this week, Canton police say they were investigating a fatal domestic assault after finding a 30-year-old woman dead inside a home on Pinehurst Drive. That case still being investigated tonight. And last month, Latricia Green was killed after investigators say her ex-husband Mario Green walked into Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit and shot her. Fox 2 confirming she had an active PPO against Green after filing twice to get one. The first one was denied. Now, we talked with leaders of Avalon Healing Center in Detroit on Bagley Street and on the Wings of Angels about the many resources to help domestic violence survivors.
There's always going to be a safe person in your network. When I escaped, I can't tell you how many people said, we knew something was wrong, right? We wish you would have told us. We knew something was wrong. We didn't know what to do. This could be your cousin. This could be the parent of your kids that your kids are going to school with, right? This could be your coworker. So for us, it's about not only just being aware as a community that this could be happening. 1 in every 4 women have experienced some sort of domestic violence, 1 in every 7 men. And that's what's reported. 44% of domestic violence goes completely unreported.
With Avalon Healing Center, we do work with law enforcement. We're written into the prosecutor's protocol. So we, of course, let individuals know, yes, here's the avenue, here's your legal recourse, correct? But we also have an advocate who goes to the law enforcement agencies across Wayne County and talk to them about what to look for, what are the signs.
Well, the Avalon Healing Center and the On the Wings of Angels group, they are among the many nonprofits out there constantly seeking donations to help fund their work. They say even donations like $50 can help fund an Uber ride to get a domestic violence survivor away from a dangerous situation. A $100 donation could help take care of therapy, a therapy session, that sort of thing. So those groups continue to fight the good fight. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, you hear in the cases that you mentioned, one of them was working on getting a PPO. The other one had an active PPO, yet still ended up in that situation. It just reminds you that all of that alone isn't enough. But the question is, what is?
Yeah, no doubt about it, really. And it really seems like they're looking for and need a full court press to do everything they can to try to stem this tide.
And they certainly should, and should do that soon. Dave Kinchin for us live tonight. Thank you. We want to remind anyone who's watching that the National Domestic Violence Hotline is always there to take your call, whether you're seeking help for yourself or asking for advice for a loved one. You can make a toll-free, completely anonymous call anytime, any day to 1-800-799-7233. All new tonight, the Detroit City Football Club sports information director off the job for now, accused of making terroristic threats to Illinois communities and businesses. Multiple police departments teaming up to arrest Jarrett Mackey from Detroit at a racetrack in Madison, Illinois. Officers started investigating in July when people started complaining about getting phone calls related to active shooters and bomb threats. Another man is also facing charges. Detroit City FC says Mackey is suspended from all club activities and won't comment any further at this time. Disturbing allegations of misconduct towards women in the Tigers front office to tell you about. 8 men accused, 6 either fired or their contracts weren't renewed. A 7th suspended. The case is spanning back several years. The report in the publication The Athletic describing the culture in the front office as a, quote, boys club.
I would like to see something from Chris Ilitch. You know, ultimately his name is on the door, and he needs to be held accountable and speak to what the climate is in his organization.
I'm glad that things were settled and seems to be moving in the right direction.
That's so many. That's insane. It's really sad to hear as a Tigers fan.
Olympia Entertainment releasing a statement that says, in part, the actions of these men are not tolerated, and the organization is committed to upholding the standards essential to the workplace. A new policy at Taylor High School is causing quite a stir. Students say there are limits on what times they can use the bathroom. In the meantime, the administration says the policy was made to keep them safe. Fox News' Lauren Edwards joins us live with more from both sides of this story. Lauren, good evening to you.
Roop, you know what, this story is definitely causing quite the stir. I've spoken to both people, from students to faculty, and there are some who are upset, especially the students, and they're saying that these new policies are getting them sick. But we spoke with the superintendent. He says he hears them, but they're in place for a reason. Let's get into the details. Now, the students were telling us that the way the policy goes is 10 minutes after class, you can't go to the bathroom. 10 minutes before the end of class, you can't go to the bathroom. And this started last year, and some do not like it. However, school superintendent Michael Wager says that there's purpose behind the policy. Internal data showed that 60% of vaping incidents were in the bathroom, and the data also showed that those vaping incidents happened minutes after class and minutes before class ended. So he says that the policy is to keep them safe, but one student tells us that she's gotten sick and so have others.
It's caused students to get UTIs. Personally, I've had to go home due to bladder issues, and me and some other female students have bled through our clothes. So it causes a lot of issues. I just want to use the bathroom. I just want to be able to express my free right to use the bathroom when I need.
We're doing our best to provide that balance. And the honest truth is we want to be able to provide to them complete access at all times, but to be able to do so, then we need more supports. We need more budget from the state for those security items that can help us combat these issues with vaping and issues with vandalism and other items that take place in the restroom. But what I would recommend specifically for those students who are in that kind of situation, it's to know that there are places that they can still go. There are still places in that emergency, in that kind of situation.
So again, Superintendent Wager just saying that if they're in an emergency situation, that there are options available, and that student just saying as well. Her name is Savannah Bach. She is a senior there, and she says she just wants the freedom to go when she needs to go. So definitely a controversial issue going on here in Taylor. So layered. A lot of people feeling a lot of different ways. Reporting here in Taylor, Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
Yeah, I heard the superintendent say that he needs more resources from the state to combat this problem. What kind of tools is he talking about that could help combat this problem without having to hold students back?
Hiring more. And that's something they both actually said when I talked to Savannah and when I talked to Superintendent. They both talked about just hiring more people to help out, hiring more people to monitor situations so that safety is, top of mind for everyone there, and just to keep the bathroom and the hallways safe for everyone.
And perhaps some technology to detect vaping in a way that doesn't require a person to be hired, but nonetheless catches a problem. It'll be interesting to see how they move forward with this one. Lauren Edwards for us live tonight. Thank you.
Pretty nice day today. We had more clouds than the last couple of days with a very weak system crossing the central Great Lakes. You can kind of see a spin in the mid-levels. Still a few sprinkles up around Saginaw and Saginaw Bay. These are live pictures right here in Southfield. It is all quiet. That is 9 Mile Road at the bottom of the depiction there. Let's show you the numbers today at the airport. We actually made it to 77, even with all the clouds. 53 the morning low. Still below average. Nothing close to any records. That sunset continues to get earlier and earlier as we get further into the month of September. Right now, 51 Ann Arbor, 62 out there in Lansing. There's 59 Mount Clemens to our south, 57 Adrian in Lenawee County. Not much of a breeze. In fact, not a lot of wind in the forecast. The coolest of the air is retreating back into eastern Canada. Close to 70 right now, Chicago, 65 Minneapolis. There's 63 out there in Muskegon. High pressure continues to dominate our weather, even though we're going to see another weak system come at us for Saturday with more clouds and perhaps a stray shower. But you'll see these warmer numbers. They are evident in the 7-day forecast. Pleasant tonight down to 56. Tomorrow, how about that? Lots of sunshine and 80 degrees. If you like that, you're going to love Friday. More of the same. More clouds Saturday with the Michigan and Michigan State football teams both at home. There's your Lions forecast Sunday. Looking good. 80 degrees again. How about a full check at 4 a.m.?